Ready?
Hi.
Right. Ready?
Yeah.
Yeah. Hello everyone, welcome back to the Manful Podcast and thank you very much for coming back and watching us today. Today I've got, once again, James Douglas.
Hello.
He always has to come on because I love our little chemistry that we have. But we've actually got a very special guest today and we've also got our first woman, which we are actually really ecstatic for. Today we've got Caroline Hobday.
Hello.
Come on. Hello. Hello. See, you thought you had a good start to that. See?
Oh, good.
Yeah. So first of all, Caroline, how are we? How are you feeling?
Hungover, but I'm okay.
Hungover because
Yeah.
of what though? The big news that happened yesterday, I think it is, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. I was going to start going into why I went out on a night out last night because of work, but I wasn't going to drink yesterday, but yeah, Jurgen Klopp's left, so
Yeah.
that's a drama sorrows, so yeah.
At least we've still gone for like about another 5 months.
It's not the same
And
enough.
no, it's
No,
not,
it's
because
not.
you were prepared for like the extension that he signed, wasn't you? But it was a shock.
When did he sign it?
Earlier.
I feel like you might know this answer. It was like a year ago.
Yeah, I'd
earlier
say
last
like a
year,
year
I think
ago
it
for
was.
3 years, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, fucking hell, Dad. Jesus Christ. Can't believe him.
For anyone who doesn't know you then, who are you and what do you do? Just to
Okay.
give people a bit
I
of
love
an
the way you
insight.
went for like a really like a proper professional approach. I wanted to just ease in. Like, no.
I'm curious because I don't know you either.
Yeah.
I just know that you were coming on today. That's all I
Yeah.
know. So
Yeah.
I'm just curious to get to know a bit more.
Okay. So I'm Caroline Hobday. People like to think I'm an influencer. I don't like to say I'm an influencer. I have a 9-to-5 job, Monday to Friday. But basically, going back when I was 24, which is a couple of years ago now, I lost 8.5 stone in weight. I ended up sharing my story through Instagram, and it got quite a lot of followers from it. But I think the reason why I got more followers because on my 30th birthday I posted a picture of me with like 3 and 0 balloons and everyone was sharing it going, she's not 30, she doesn't look 30 and all that. So then I started getting more followers that way. But yeah, so I basically told my story and yeah,
People followed.
people followed, yeah.
Fantastic.
So for anyone that like doesn't know your story, I know you said that you lost like 8.5 stone, and from the things that I wrote down here, I might as well jump straight into it. What was that journey like for you? Because I feel like people that are watching this will probably maybe scroll to your Instagram already, like from seeing like a trailer. Give them insight to what that was like. When did it start? Why did you make the change? Anything like that?
Okay. I was basically like a yo-yo dieter from when I was a kid, to be honest. And I went to hospital appointments and they were like, you just need to lose weight. And I wasn't even that big then. And I got in a relationship and I just basically became 2T Kaz. Like, Kaz is my short name for Caroline. Where I'd have tea at home and I'd go to my fella's house and have tea there. And then also snacks. So it kind of like...
Couldn't think of anything better.
Yeah, like, I know, I miss it, to be fair.
Did you do that on Christmas as well?
No.
Christmas dinners?
No, he didn't really.
Just to
Christmas
clarify,
dinner.
we went for a New Year's Eve meal, and Derek behind the camera did that, so he had a roast at home and then.
See, I'd do that if I was offered.
Which is
Let me.
fantastic.
Yeah, I'd do that. Yeah, so I don't blame you.
Yes, there you go.
Rumour actually still trying to finish the Chinese.
But yeah, so I basically ended up putting on a lot of weight then. But I held weight when I was a kid anyway. But I put on more weight then, and my granddad used to say to me, for every pound that you lose, like, I'll give you £1. So it got to the point when he was slipping like Slim and World leaflets across the table to me, and I was like, who is he? Like, I was just like slipping them back because I didn't see myself as fat. I just didn't. It was like I'd go up the stairs, my knees would give way, my ankles would give way, and I was just like, I was so in denial. I'd think that I was a size 16 and I wasn't. I would have been like a size 22. I was like, I was making sure that these clothes fitted me, but they didn't.
How old were you at that time? What's the age range?
Probably
we're talking
around
about?
20, 21, 20.
Okay, so early 20s.
Yeah. But when I was 24, like when my granddad said that to me, I don't know, like my mum used to take me to Weight Watchers a lot. And something just clicked one day where I was like, do you know what, I'm just going to continue doing it. And I'd done it for a month. And then my granddad passed away. So I kind of done it for him. And I always like joke around and I say he owes me this much money now. But yeah, so I think I became very obsessed with it. I lost quite a lot of weight within the first couple of months, to be honest. And I became very obsessed with it, and like I think I got a bit of body dysmorphia after a while. And I didn't go to the gym in that period of time. It was only after I lost me weight completely that I was like, I need to start going to the gym. So then I found a girl PT called Paisley, and she's like moved to Dubai now. But she got me into the gym, and I like trained with her, and just fell in love with it.
So before you met Paisley, did you lose the weight before you met the PT?
Yeah.
Oh,
So it was a weight loss, and then it turned into like an actual gym journey where I need to start now building muscle.
Yeah.
And that part. So, see, I always just think of it as everyone wants to lose weight, don't they? But I don't think anyone ever sees the benefits of like building muscle. For being a girl that's lost all that weight, what was the mindset for you at that time to like go, I need to actually go and start building muscle now? Because a lot of girls might think going to the gym, if I'm going to go, I'm going to get big and bulky and all that, I'm going to look like a man. Did you feel like that going there?
No, I wanted to look like a man. I wanted to look like a bouncer. I was like, I'm going from one extreme to the other here. I was like, no, literally. No, honestly, I wanted to like become so strong that I was like, I don't know, in my mindset, I felt so uncomfortable in the gym. I wanted to be able to be in the weight section with the men and just be like, I can do what you're doing.
But better.
Yeah, well, but I learn from the men in the gym. This is what I mean. Like, it's... When I first started the gym, I needed a PT because I needed to feel comfortable. And even still to this day, I do get gym anxiety. But when you learn from other people in the gym and there's like that gym community, it's so much better. And I think like it's even like I met you through Instagram because of that gym community. It's like you need that.
100%.
Yeah, you do need that.
100%.
But I do like sometimes like when you're in the gym and you just see people like in the swing and like that, and I'm like, what are you doing? Like you've like I'm no PT, but like you kind of like know.
Oh no, 100%.
What your form should be like now.
A fella, and it always sticks out in my mind because before JD Dale Street got done up, used to go at like 6 a.m. in the morning, and there used to be a guy there, and he'd be the first one in there, and he used to do a lat pull down, but he'd like pull it down, but he'd pull himself all the way back first, and then he'd pull it down as well. So he was basically already like this, and then pull the weight down as well. I mean, most of us just stood there watching like.
But then you
if
should
you're gonna break something, or like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But he was in his own little world, headphones on, and he'd move from that to then like a full body little circuit next to him. Just like, I don't want to interrupt you, mate. You do.
But I feel like some people need to though. I remember when it was my first time in the gym, and I was doing on like rows. What are they called now?
Low row.
No, the back one. I forgot what
Bent
it's called.
over row.
Bent over row.
Nice.
So I was doing that, but I was like throwing it up like this, and some man, he came up to me and was like, "What are you trying to like?
Achieve.
What muscle group are you trying to work in?" I was like, "My back," and he was like, "Right, you're doing it wrong." And because he came up to me, it's like things like that you learn from each other.
Yeah.
So
I think people need to take that perception away of like people are being rude
definitely.
or like.
Yeah.
Why are they watching me in the first place? It's like, well, if they're experienced,
Yeah.
you're just going to learn from them. I think people need to switch that mindset.
Yeah, because in the exact same place, JD Gym in Dale Street, I remember lap pull down, and we were at Danny's Raw with one of our friends, and there was a lad in there, and he's doing the exact same thing, lap pull down, but like really ragging it down. And then he's looking and think, oh, fucking hell, like, I'm no expert here, but mate, you look like a pleb right now, like, please stop. And Danny's like, why didn't you go over? And I went, I'm not going to go over and tell him, am I? Like, he could take it the wrong way, but what if he hurts himself? Like, it's always kind of stuck with me that, like, he could actually get injured by doing it wrong and by me not going over, and then...
100%, definitely.
Yeah, so, how do we change... I don't understand, like, why it is that thing, because everyone goes to the gym to get better. Don't they? No one goes there, like, some people go there with an ego, but not everyone goes there, it's like, I'm going to be the big dog.
I think that there's the perception of men can speak to men, but if a man speaks to a woman in the gym, it's like a no-go anymore because of things that's happened.
Yeah.
But if your intentions are pure, then I don't see why you can't speak to a girl to tell her to fix her form.
No, 100%.
Do you know what I mean?
I'd say the same for a girl to guys as well. Like, I'll finally be able to get like a woman's perspective on this from a proper gym goer. But when I see girls train a back day or an upper day in the gym, I'm like quite jealous of how girls' backs are shaped. Do you know what I mean? Because when I watch them and they're doing like really a lower weight but a really focused rep in, and I'm like, I watch men do it and all they do is like, how much weight can I throw down on like a lat pull down, for instance? Do you know what I mean?
It's same exercise, two different types of training, isn't it?
Yeah.
People like just going there and I want to move the heaviest weight.
Yeah, or I want to progress, or like you think that the way in which to build the back is to lift the heavier weights, but then I watch girls do it and it's slower movements right the way down, right the way, and it's so steady. Do you know what I mean? So it's like two very different perceptions in the gym of what or how to train, if that makes sense. I don't know if you've experienced that, or it's just I might just be chatting off the wham.
Probably, yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah. No, like I think that like, as you said, it's two different types of exercise, isn't it? So that you can do it, like, I feel like you should always slow down your reps anyway. Like those that are like like doing it fast. Like, I'm no PT, so I don't like, but from what I've like learned through the gym, you should always slow down your rep no matter the weight. Like, people are doing it fast because it's probably too heavy for them.
Yeah.
Whereas you need to like go like lower the weight, control your movements and focus on your form, basically.
Because they go on about the man-muscle connection, don't they?
Yeah.
You've got to be able to feel the muscle actually working. So if you're trying to do a bent over row and you're doing it like that, you're going to start bringing in like your rear delts, you're going to start bringing in your shoulders, whatever it is, you can put your back out. But obviously if you bend over correctly and do that, even just doing that, you can feel like your lats and everything just contracting. So if you have weight to it.
But that's what I'm saying. I think the perception that men have in going to the gym is, I want to lift as much weight as possible in the quickest time frame, where a woman's perspective is, because I think it's perceived that men lift more anyway. You guys don't care. Do you know what I mean? Do you get to the point that I'm trying to make?
Well, men can lift more though, can't they? Like, scientifically, they can lift more. But I want to lift heavy.
On the same level.
Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'd love to get to that stage, but I know that I probably would never.
Would you say you're at that stage after the years you've spent in the gym?
No,
now, or are you still a long while off?
No. I feel like my nutrition, it could be a lot better than what it is. And if it was, then maybe I could like be at me like top form. Yeah. But my nutrition's not the best, like, I can't lie. Like, I'll try and eat as much protein as I can, but I'll snack. Like,
he's the exact same, and he's my PT, and I've just sat at breakfast with him, and he's ordered a big breakfast and then pancakes on the side.
Yeah, like, that's...
I've got a theory behind that though. I had about 900 calories left from yesterday, and I had to fill it up today.
Oh, fair enough.
So,
okay. See, I don't count my calories.
I want to get to that stage where I don't have to.
I think because when I was with Weight Watchers, everything just seemed points to me. It became very, like, consuming of me, and that's what gave me body dysmorphia. And like, I was like, I can't even have that Haribo that someone's offering me in work. I can't have even that crisp because that could be an extra point. That's an extra calorie kind of thing. And I'd like to be where you're at with the counting the calories, because I feel like my gym form and I'd be where I'd want to be. But I just, at this present moment, I'm like content mentally that I can't get myself back into counting calories, being in Weight Watchers and being so consumed that this is, like, I want to live. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, no, and I think I've said that to you for years, haven't I? I've never counted calories. I may have done it maybe a month last year or something, and I tried it. It's not for me, because I'm in that mindset where still young, still 24, still want to be able to live my life. If somebody, like, for instance, yesterday, my boss bought us all donuts, I want to be able to say, I can have that donut, I want to participate a little bit, but still know that I'm not taking it overboard. Do you know what I mean? And I think you can get very unhealthy, especially in a Weight Watchers terms of counting calories. You're not in the right mindset of doing it. You're not doing it for a purpose of saying, oh, well, I've underate today, I'm going to eat a bit more tomorrow.
Counting calories comes with a goal. So it's either if you're cutting your body recomp / maintaining, or you're bulking. Counting calories and making sure that you consume them properly, that all comes down to what your end goal is. So you want to cut at the minute, so we need to make sure that you're not overeating. So you have to count calories. But if you want a healthy relationship with the gym and being in a mental place, you don't need to count calories because you haven't got a goal. You're just maintaining yourself for a bit. But like for me at the minute, even though I'm on a body recomp, so I don't want to do either end of the scale, I've got to make sure I eat around my maintenance calories. So if I go over, I can gain more fat, and if I go under, I can then start to lose a bit of progress that I don't want to lose. It just comes down to what you want, really.
Yeah.
So there's no right answer, but there's also no wrong answer for it.
No. I think people just need to, if it is getting too much for someone, know when to
Pull back.
Yeah, pull back. Because that's how it was with me. But to be fair, I know what's right and what's wrong now because I've been doing it for years. So maybe I am I am counting calories or whatever.
Subconsciously.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I've got a PT now, and like she's like giving me a meal plan, and I try and stick to it, and then dinner time I'm like, because you have to weigh everything. I'm like, I can't, it's just too much. It's just, like, why am I weighing broccoli? Do you know what I mean? It's broccoli.
Yeah.
You weigh broccoli?
That's what you are when you're counting calories.
No.
Or like but that's what people do. Like, people are that extreme to where they weigh the veg. They'll count lettuce, and I'm like, that's water. Do you know what I mean? Or I remember when I'd done it for a long period of time, actually counting calories, and I wasn't losing weight, and I was like, what is going on? So I went back through Fitness Pal, and I was weighing like dry rice instead of cooked rice, and there's like a difference, and I'm like, it's just
too much.
It's like when you cook your meats. If you cook meat, it loses weight.
Yeah.
So that's why you make sure you've got to make sure that you weigh uncooked meat.
yeah, it's
So-
just
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Confusing.
it becomes less about enjoying the experience then, and it's more of it's
It's
no
a
longer-
chore.
Yeah, it's no longer
Yeah,
a hobby
that's
to
why.
be able
Yeah.
to do it, and I think that's why most people then end up kind of quitting or finding it really hard to enjoy a fitness journey, and that doesn't mean just strictly losing weight. It could mean any end of the spectrum, but people get too serious of. I have seen some people's meals when they first start the gym, and it is just like one chicken breast, one stem of broccoli, and something else on a plate, and I'm like, that can't be enjoyable 5 days a week. Do you know, like that's not. It might be to some people fair enough, but I look at it and just go, that you're gonna get to 2 months in and go, that's all I'm eating.
Yeah.
Like it's not enjoyable
I
anymore. I
always-
think that's why people quit.
I always remember the picture of talking me food, like when I first started going to the gym.
Yeah.
So this was just after lockdown, and like I was obsessed. Like I was going on 15,000 steps a day, walking to the gym and back from here. I was like obsessed, and I always remember taking a picture of a meal, and I look back at it now and laugh. It was some salmon, some prawns, and spinach, and that was my meal because that's what counted
was there
into
any
me.
spices, any sauce?
Any sauce? I think it was sweet chili.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's,
But you just mean in the quantity wise of it, do you know what I mean?
yeah, but it's like, but now I can sit there and have like a big bag of rice. I can have like 250 grams of beef mince. I can have some potato.
Yeah.
I like really stock up on it because I know what's actually in nutrition instead of like.
Well, yeah, that's what's good about like counting your calories and stuff. Whereas Weight Watchers, I was like told rice is bad for you, pasta's bad for you, potatoes are bad for you. So every time like my mum used to cook me rice, I'd be like, I can't eat that. But you need your carbs for your energy.
Do you think Weight Watchers do that because obviously their whole principle is around people losing weight?
Yeah.
Do you
I
think-
mean, people in the gym community hate Weight Watchers, hate Slim as well, because they give you that idea that you can't eat rice and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But their thing is to lose weight. So you can eat as much chicken as you want, as much veg and fruit as you want. And that helped me. So I think if your goal is and you wear my size and you don't know where to look, then yeah, I would suggest maybe going to Weight Watchers, or because I find it hard to follow like calories. But if you I do think that's they just do that because it's not linked with the gym. Because I remember starting the gym with Weight Watchers, and there was 3 weeks I didn't lose any weight, so I was like messaging them, like emailing them at the time, going, your plan doesn't work with the gym, this is ridiculous. But now knowing like when you exercise you can hold water retention, and that's all that it was. But in my head I'm like,
I should be losing weight.
I was killing myself in the gym. I was like doing Weight Watchers religiously, and I didn't even like eat all my points. I was starving myself and I wasn't losing any weight, but it was because of that water retention.
Because when you
So-
keep saying points, like it's making me think, like, how did the point system work?
So it depends on how much you weigh.
Yeah.
So you could get like, it's changed now, but you could get like 23 points a day, for example, and then you get like 50 weekly points. But like chicken, like white meat, veg, fruit, that's all 0 points. So you can eat as much of that as you want. But then you can have like a portion of rice and that'll be like 8 points. Do you know what I mean? So it's like eggs are free. But then you'll have bread, and that bread will be like 3 points each. Then that's 6 points gone. But yeah, you can still eat rice. They're not saying that you can't, but in my head, I'm like, I only want to eat 0 point foods. Do you know what I mean? And to me, like, because I see them as so many points, I'm like, well, I don't want to eat.
Yeah,
Eat
I
that.
get what you're saying. Yeah, no, which is a different way of doing it. I've never heard, a point system to.
No, I've never heard anything like that before.
So from your experience then going on it to what you know now, do you think that obviously for companies like Weight Watchers and Slimming World, do you think that's a healthy way for people to begin a fitness journey, to have like that points metric and not be confined, but have that kind of structure around meals? Is that a healthy way of doing it, or would you suggest something different?
I don't know. I feel like counting calories is probably your best thing. Like just being in a calorie deficit is probably the healthiest way to do it. But if you're like me and you physically, because I found it hard living at home and my mum would just cook me meals, so I wasn't able to like weigh things, or, you've not got time to weigh anything. Like there's like single parents that find it hard, or like even if you can just get like a ready meal and you can scan it, see how many points it is, like it depends on your situation. But the healthiest option is probably a calorie deficit. But if you have like a busy schedule and you just need something that's like easy to follow, then I would definitely say Weight Watchers and Slim as well. But always remember that it's not great mentally for you, because that's going back. I've been on Weight Watchers since the age of like 14, I'd say. So everything to me is just points now. It's just drilled into my head that it's points. So mentally, it's not great.
Do you reckon you could ever see yourself coming out of that mindset, though,
No.
of the points?
I've tried to. Like, I'd try and count the calories and things, and that is like an end goal for me. I'd love to do it, but maybe like I'm saving to move out at the moment. So maybe when I move out, I can do it, because my mum and dad like cook me tea still for me, so I can't weigh anything. So maybe when I move out.
I've got a thing to counter that then, because I don't live at home anymore, which is where we are now. I've moved out, but when I started the gym, I went to my mum, no, you're not cooking me, because like she'll cook for me, she'll cook for my eldest brother, she'll cook for my dad, and it could be chicken dippers, chips and beans, because she couldn't be bothered cooking that night, so she's done something dead quick. But I got to the point, I was like, no, I'm cooking all my meals now. Do you reckon you can get to that point? Then?
I've tried to, but I don't know.
Is it the comfortability after like a long day?
Yeah,
that
but
you just don't
also
need to do
like
it?
they're my best friends, so it sounds silly, but when we have meal, we sit on the table together and we all eat together. So I just like that aspect of it as well. Whereas she'll cook when I'm in work, so when I come home, I sound so entitled, but when I come home, there's like dinner on the table for me. Do you know what I mean? And it's like that's a time for me and my mum and my dad to sit down. And,
So you'd rather have the actual family aspect of it right
definitely.
now? Yeah, because I never had that. I'm saying like I never had a family kind of thing. If I do, but we've never been like that family that would sit down to dinner every single night and we'll eat.
Yeah.
We always just like eat in the living room kind of thing,
separate.
like Matilda. We'd all sit in front of the couch. But me and my brothers, we've always been loners in a sense in the house, so we'd all go to our own rooms.
Yeah.
So when I eat, I'll go to my room because that was my space.
Yeah.
And now it's changed. But no, that's actually, I didn't even think about it like that.
Yeah, no, it's since being a kid, it's like we all had to like sit round a table and eat together. But that was nice because it was like family time for us, and then after that we'd like separate. But it wasn't like strict where it's like no elbows on the table, no phones. It's not a bit like that. Like, it's just like
We all need to spend time
Yeah.
together. Yeah.
It's nice.
Which is a good thing, because I I've noticed that more over kind of this year and maybe late towards last year. We've had our conservatory done up, so my parents eat out there now when they're having dinner.
You've had your what? Conservatory?
I call it.
Conservatory?
Yeah, that's
Is that the actual word for it?
No, it's conservatory. No wonder people called you a Tory. Conservatory.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh, that's cute. Oh, shy. We'll go on, carry on, sorry.
But they sit out there now, and they sit out there together, and I've been sitting out there a little bit more. I've been sitting out there more with them now, and it's kind of like they've been saying to me, "Oh, it's been nice to have you down here, not doing what you do in terms of, or what you used to do, go to your room and stuff," which is what I did. So I
think
completely get it from that.
life's too short, and I think I've realised that because I've realised that a lot recently. So.
To me then.
No, he was on about the mic. I wanted to go back to a point that you mentioned about you when you started the gym, and from a female point of view on starting the gym. What was that like when you first kind of stepped foot through the doors? Because I know there's a lot of stigma, or there's a lot of conceptions around, you know, people starting the gym and it being too scary. And as you said, you didn't want to go into the weight section and stuff. So, well, firstly, how was that for you? And then how did you slowly kind of overcome that, where you're now regularly training in there and stuff?
That was my question.
When I first started the gym, it was like, because I've been going to the gym for years now, and I mean like over 10 years. So when I first started the gym, it was just like women should only be on the cardio machines kind of thing. So when I first went to the gym, or tried to go to the gym, not religiously, it was just when I was trying to lose weight, when I was yo-yo dieting, it'd just be like the treadmill, the bike, the cross trainer, home. And then I would look at other things and I'd be like, that's for men. That weights are for men, cardio is for women. That's the type of perception that it was when I first started. But then when I got a personal trainer, when I wanted to actually start my journey around 10 years ago, I got that because I didn't feel comfortable. So anyone starting the gym, like from a woman's perspective, it is scary, because you do have that perception that people are just going to stare at you, especially when I was bigger. And I think this doesn't get spoken about a lot. I think that even though you might see someone bigger in the gym and you would never think anything bad of them, they have had experiences in the past where people will say stuff to them. And even like starting your journey, if you want to do diet and exercise, which I think everyone should do, they shouldn't go my route where it was just diet and then exercise. I feel like everyone should do diet and exercise. It's that perspective. There you go, my dyslexia again. Coming into it, where it's like, that's a different, so a bigger person going into the gym than someone who's already, you don't feel accepted, you don't feel included.
I get what you're saying, yeah.
Whereas like, they could have been going to the gym for ages. They could even be like powerlifters, like people who are bigger, like are powerlifters, but it's that perception that, oh, you've got a bit of weight on you, you've not been going to the gym. Like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, starting the gym and seeing like men in the weight section it is scary. Like, and I do like recommend people, if they ever wanted to just get a personal trainer, or if you can't afford one, it is hard, that even if you just YouTube how to do your form and don't feel like you're not wanted there, because anyone could, I'd hands up, like anyone could come over to me if they ever see me in the gym, ask me. Like, I have people come over to me, how do you work this machine? And I feel like it needs to be more of that type of community where it's people are allowed to come over to someone and say, can you just show me how to use this machine? Or gyms need to do more where it's like, it's free, and they should tell people how to use the machines. Like,
no,
do you know what I mean?
No, I do,
like, people
I look at PTs who are in the gym, and I'm just using JD as an example because that's probably the only gym I've really been at for the last couple of years. The PTs kind of walk around, and I feel like if you're spotting someone doing something wrong, you would go up to them and say, oh, by the way, I just want to let you know this. But I don't think PTs really do that. Do you know what I mean, specifically to JD, that is people, they might do it
because they do shifts, don't they? They do like 4 or 5 hours and all different types of gyms. It should be in the thing. Like, I've always had a vision that I've always wanted to open up a gym and hire PTs in there, but you don't go over and go, oh, can you be my PT? They just go around, they just go to people, I know you're doing this wrong, and then they just give people sessions. It needs to be more like that. You're not just there to make money.
Yeah.
You're there because you actually want to go in and help someone else.
Yeah.
So if you see someone throwing the the lap pull down like that, you need to go, mate, listen.
Yeah.
Come on now. And then, like, you can actually show them a bit of way, but not like, you're doing that wrong, you're shit at this kind of thing. Like, you're trying to do a bent over robber, you're like this right now.
Yeah.
Like, you go over and go, alright, need to calm it down, and then just go off this. And like you said, we do need more of that.
I don't think all PTs do that. There is some that will go over, but I feel like if you're going into that profession, it's like if someone died or someone was in like an emergency on the train or on a plane, a doctor would go over and help them. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's an extreme example, but that's your profession. You should be able to, whether they're paying you or not, like...
You just help them.
Yeah, you just help.
Yeah,
but maybe that's just my perspective of it. Like, it's they get hired, and some of the gyms, they don't actually get paid for it. They just get paid if they get clients. Yeah. So they have to clean the gym basically for free.
Yeah, it's like
gyms.
that
so
in
it's
JD.
like I would probably have that perspective of like, well, I'm not getting paid for it. So
you could look at it though, like, as I said, it's not all about money, is it? But you could look at it as like that could be a new client for me. Someone's down the line because I've already broke the ice a little bit with them, and they know what I'm like, and we've had conversations in passing before.
No, completely what you're saying. No, I think it is a nice insight, especially from like a male side of things, that you don't really think that you got. Sorry, women, not you guys. Women need kind of a helping hand to then just take the next step.
yeah,
Do you know what I mean? You don't really consider it. You just like from most males' points of view, it's like, well, it's a gym, just get on with it. Do you know what I mean? It's not the case of you guys are scared to take that step in from that.
Yeah. So I think now, as time goes on, gyms are becoming more of a woman's place. Like, I feel like that women train better than men. Like, I feel like you walk in a lot of gyms now and you are starting to get more of them lads that walk around and stand in front of the mirror and start thinking, oh, Billy Big Bollocks.
Yeah.
And then I've noticed that I've been in Train Station in Wavertree, I've been in JD in Tarn, JD Edge Lane, JD in Hunch Cross, and I feel like women are the better trainers now. I really do. I feel like a lot of lads are coming in there and now just trying to move weight from the get-go. It's just not the way forward. But if you can go in, you can see women actually like really pushing, training hard,
100%.
doing better on leg days than all men anyway, because we're shit at legs. We never want to train legs. We wear baggy pants. Yeah. But I really do think it's now starting to become a woman's playground, which I think it's actually quite good, because it's now starting to change the narrative a little bit.
Yeah, it's good for like a first starter. But I can see it from like this perspective of, if what I don't like in the gym is people that film themselves and it's pointing at me. Do you know what I mean?
I haven't filmed for ages.
I don't mind people filming themselves for the form and for their own social media, but why are you pointing the camera at me?
Oh, okay.
Do you know what I mean? I'm in the background. Like, I want to work out in peace. Like, I don't want to be on your footage.
So you prefer someone to come up and say, I'm just about to film
there
this.
is people that will say that, but there's people that won't. And that's what annoys me. I'm like...
To be fair, on that, do you do that? Or do you just crack on and film?
Do I ask people?
Because I know that you used to film, so would you go up to somebody and say, excuse me?
If someone's like really in my shot, I'll go out and go, listen, I've just got my camera there, is that alright? Most of the time, like, yeah, that's fine. But if they're like really far in the background,
if
they're like right on top of me, kind of thing, then no.
That's what I mean. Like, there'll be someone was on the squat rack the other day, but they weren't. All the squat racks next to each other, and the camera was there, so it was like filming the whole of like
the row.
Yeah, and I'm like, I'm like, do you know what I mean? I feel like people should be able to film in the gym. I think it's obviously it's allowed, but I also think that be mindful of the people that don't want to be on camera. Be mindful of the people that are starting off the gym, and do you know what I mean? It's like
we need guidelines then, isn't it, when it comes to cameras? Yeah. So I remember I asked the manager in the one in town. And I said to him, to start coming in and do like vlogs. This when I was like really big into content creation. So I can I come in and do vlogs? She was like, yeah, you can. But it only has to be of yourself. You can't have anyone in the background. And you can't have the logo. You can't show off that it's JD. Which I found really weird. I thought you'd want that.
No, I think that would be from a relation point of view. So say if you come in and your vlog, for instance, was counterproductive and you were
slating the place.
Yeah.
Like,
and then
I'm
you've got-
reviewing this place, oh, this
Well,
is
not,
shit.
not even that, but like say like you went that big for the wrong reasons. Do you know what I mean? You're in a JD gym, they've now got to put out a statement, which they shouldn't have to because you're in their gym. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, okay, I can understand that part. Like, it's took like 3 years to get an answer, like, but thanks.
You're very welcome. And I don't worry. But I completely agree. I think that is it's supposed to be a comfortable environment.
Yeah.
And I think nowadays a lot of people come into the gym and they kind of think that they own that space. Do you know what I mean? So it doesn't matter, like they're just going to film because they want to film and they've been going to that gym for a couple of months or 2 years.
Just
and
be
they don't
mindful.
care. No, 100%, especially from a new beginner's
Yeah.
point of view. Do you know what I mean? There was a girl getting trained yesterday when I went after work, and she was quite new and she was with a PT. You could see how anxious she was, even though she was with a PT, and there was a lot of people just like walking around. Or the one thing, my biggest pet peeve in the gym is when someone comes up to let's say you're on a cable machine and they just take the equipment, like as you're
Yeah.
like maybe mid workout or you're resting, and they don't say like, excuse me, are you using that? They just come up and take it, and like you could see on her face, like people just walking around doing that was just not the setting
Yeah.
to be in. So it's got to be made like more comfortable for people
Yeah.
who are starting out.
Yeah.
Because that's my thing. I still get uncomfortable when someone takes it, and I've been on the gym for 4 years. I'd never turn around to someone and go, excuse me, I was using that. I'd just be like, okay, well, they've got it now.
Yeah.
I'll go find another one. Do you know, I'm still that anxious to
Yeah.
have confrontation. I know it's not probably going to turn out conflict-wise, but that's
It's
what I'm like.
the most annoying one, just because I have to get this one off my chest now, is when I was doing chest flies, and I was doing the one in the JD Nuns Cross, and obviously I've used them both, and it's not the super wide ones, it's the more narrow cable set that you get. I was coming in, and some fellas fucking ducked under my arm to go in. I was like, just stood there like that, like I'm on the Titanic or something, waiting for them to move to carry on, and just like, some people just really just don't understand
No,
at
they
all.
don't.
No gym etiquette.
I remember someone stopped, like I was on the treadmill when I was first going to the gym, and he came over and just emergency stopped me treadmill. Good job I was just walking, and I was like, and he was like, what's your name? I'm like, oh my God, like, leave me alone.
Really?
Yeah, I'd moved gyms from that, because it's so weird. Just literally just came over and emergency stopped and was like, what's your name? Like, where are you from?
What was your reply? Please tell me you give him a really bad
I can't
fake
even
name.
remember now. I'd
gotta
probably
be
shit
so
myself and give me
awkward,
my real
yeah.
name, like, but I just remember thinking, I'm not going back to that gym.
T-Kaz, what's up?
Yeah, T-Kaz.
That's gotta be so. But I think that is the thing, isn't it? Nowadays, that's what women are scared of.
Yeah, oh yeah,
You know
definitely.
what I mean? Like people just having the ability to just come up and make
Yeah.
those awkward encounters, and or people, as you go into the weight section, people just staring at you. as
Yeah.
if it's like hawks. You know what I mean? Like, oh, there's a girl in here. Let's all sit. And it's so uncomfortable. It's gotta be so uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And I don't think we'll ever experience that because, unfortunately,
No, you do
We
get
won't
weird
get
news.
that. Don't worry, we won't get that.
Yeah.
It's fine.
I haven't recently, don't get me wrong, I haven't like touched one, but there's been times where it's like, there's this man with like, he was fully like in jeans and he just wasn't there to work out, do you know what I mean? And he was just like kept following me around all the equipment, literally just stood there watching me, and I'm like, that like, yeah. But I felt embarrassed to even tell the staff, where I should really have told the staff. But then I was thinking, oh, there might be something wrong with him, and that's why he's like, here.
he's
Do
doing
you,
what he's
yeah.
doing. Yeah, no,
Would you rather
100%.
give him the benefit of the doubt, though? That
That's why I
sounds
was
might be wrong, or just put a nail in the coffin?
I really should have put a nail in the coffin, because maybe it could have happened to someone else, kind of thing, and it might have been the wrong reasons why he was doing it. But I'm like, why are you in jeans? Like, and he was in a coat. Just stood there watching me train. I'm like, this is so weird. But yeah.
That's it. I always remember the fella used to train. I think you might have saw him. He used to like turn up in like in his bouncer uniform,
Yeah.
and he used to have his badge on and everything, and train fully geared, and then just go to work.
Yeah.
Oh, that was really mad one.
He
Yeah.
didn't even shower.
No.
No,
straight
just,
to
yeah, just got off.
Yeah.
I want to take it back though to where you're saying about the lads, because I always remember this was 2-3 years ago, Dale Street once again. Everything's happened there. We were all having a discussion, and I was like, say if there's a girl that you really fancy in the gym, you're never approaching her, but you just really fancy her, but you never see it anywhere else. How would you be able to approach someone from a girl's perspective in the gym? Because you don't want to disturb, you don't want to seem creepy, you want to go over there with proper intentions. How would you go about that? Or how would a girl go about it for a lad? Because everyone seems to do.
don't go over when she's in the middle of a set. Like,
And press emergency stop.
yeah, like,
Yeah.
no.
Emergency stops.
I don't know, like, there's some people that actually want to be approached in the gym. Do you know what I mean? But then there's some people like me that's like, I've got my headphones, just leave me alone unless you're coming
Yeah.
to ask me
How many sets you got left or equipment
yeah,
wise?
do you know what I mean? Like, I'm approachable that way, but if you're coming over to ask me, yeah. But I don't know. Like, if they're not in the middle of a set, then maybe go over and be like, I'd like to introduce myself. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm not very good at stuff like this, so I don't know. Just as long as you're like, not weird about it. Like, I don't see
Yeah,
why
yeah,
not.
get-
Do you know what I
get
mean?
Because have you ever had, because where we were talking about before about gym communities, I'm guessing you've built up quite a wide variety of a gym community and people wanting to follow and stuff, but also people that you've met. Have you ever had conversations with people where a girl was like, oh, this lad came out to me, he was dead weird today or whatever, or a girl has been like, oh, well, there's this lad in the gym, but I don't know how to approach him.
I've never had, like, there's this lad in the gym. I've had, like, people saying there's a man come over to me and it's weird.
Yeah.
But I don't know, like, that doesn't mean to say that there's some people that don't want to be approached in the gym. Maybe they fancy that person back, do you know what I mean? But I'd say do it when they're like, if they've got big headphones on, then I'm guessing they don't want to be.
Well, if they've got AirPods in, so they're small.
Then that's fine. Do you know what I mean? just not if it's like in the middle of a set.
Yeah.
Or yeah, just know when to. Because I don't think that this is the thing with, like, I think men are now scared to even speak to women because of what's been on Twitter and Instagram, of people like sharing like, oh, this man's looking at me weird when he's filming, but they're literally just
I was going to say
glancing.
the
Do you know what I
glancing's a
mean?
big
I'm
thing
like,
in the gym because like as a human, stuff like catches your eye. For instance,
Yeah.
so for instance, if somebody, could be male, could be female, walks in like bright pink,
Yeah.
gym clothes, your eyes are gonna just catch. Do you know what I mean? And it's gonna look at that. And I think glancing has become like a massive no-go in the gym. I think if you're glancing with intention to glance, it's a bit
yeah, too long.
do you know
Like,
what I mean?
it's
Like, but
yeah.
if someone's just walking by and you've glanced, or as I said, someone walks by in like bright colours stuff, you glance, like, that's okay. But I think people, as I've seen countless videos, and to be fair, it mainly happens, like, people kick off about it in America. It's like, they glanced at me while I'm doing my set and they've caught it on film and stuff. Do you know what I'm like?
yeah.
But they're not though. They've just looked at a public space.
Yeah.
They've just looked over, like, just relax a little. It's not as deep as meant to. But if they're coming on your treadmill and pressing emergency stop, then yeah, it's a bit
Yeah. Or if
That's
they
not
are
too far.
if they are glancing like too long or too often, then that is like,
creepy.
yeah, it's like, what's it is actually called, like, sexual assault, isn't it?
Harassment.
Yeah,
Did you
sexual
say?
harassment. I think it
Sexual
is. Like, if you're glancing too long, then that's sexual. Like, I'm sure it
Yeah.
is. Maybe I
No,
need to
there is
Google
that.
it first, but yeah.
What I wanted to kind of ask on this front, and it ties in with everything that's been spoken about. Obviously, a lot more female-only gyms have been opening up, especially in Liverpool. There's quite a lot of them now, which is fantastic. But do you think, from a woman's perspective, that takes away the ability for women to feel comfortable in a shared gym if you're only going to a woman's only gym, for instance?
No, I feel like that there's some people that actually just need that girls only space. Especially for like Muslim girls and things like that, like, who they want to feel comfortable, they want to be able to, to wear the
Hijab.
and things like that. Like, they just want to feel comfortable. So I feel like a girls only space is needed, and then also a shared space with, like, I don't mind being in a shared space. I like learning from men. I like men learning from girls. So I do think it's needed. I don't think it takes that away. I just think it helps women who feel a certain way in a mixed gym.
Yeah, I don't think that it needs to stop either. I feel like we need more of it.
100%.
Definitely more of it. It could even be like we need male-only gyms where, like, some males are just starting off because they might feel intimidated by bigger lads. So I remember when I changed from JD to train station, I wanted to, I'm not saying I was the biggest guy in the room, I was far from it, but I went from being in JD to feeling like, oh, I'm quite high up in the pecking order, to I want to go to a bigger pond now. So I went to train station and I felt like a world's smallest kid.
I'd agree to disagree on that point.
Oh,
I
yes.
think,
Hit me with it.
I think gyms are male focused. I don't think we need male gyms. I think the stigma around women starting off at gyms and going to gyms, they want to feel comfortable. They want to kind of just be there and train without the awkward encounters or being glanced at for too long, and you kind of feel comfortable to, you know, weightlift in a safe space. I think for a guy starting the gym and stuff, there'll never be judgment. There will be if you're doing like form wrong and you're doing all, but there'll never be judgment on lifting, you know, small weights or heavier weights. I think a gym is already a male place. I don't think we need male only gyms.
But like I said before, I think it's now slowly starting to turn a little bit now, where it's starting to become heavily women dominated.
No,
And I'm not saying like it is just pure women. I'm going to walk into the gym full of women, but we're now starting to see a lot more confident women in there now. So maybe them safe spaces for women aren't needed as much. Do you get me? Are you still with me?
I get what you're trying to say, but I think the stigma around men starting gyms is not or nowhere ever going to be near on the same extent as women starting gyms. Do you know what I mean?
I feel like all the equipment are built for men. Anyway, a gym is a male place. It was never scientifically done from a woman. Do you know what I mean? And it's even like women get judged on what they wear to the gym. Like, if you wear shorts, you're wrong. If you wear scrunch leggings, it's wrong. Do you know what I mean? Like, women, and it might not even be feeling comfortable in what they're lifting. They're also so uncomfortable in what they wear because they're getting judged by what you wear.
And that's what I mean. I don't think men are on that. Men would never. You wouldn't look at a man and go, "Oh, they're wearing like, you know, really baggy short 3/4 and some, you know, Velcro."
I'm not gonna lie, I do look at some men the way they dress in the gym.
Unless they're wearing jeans.
Yeah.
No, 100%.
And they're standing 2 foot away from you.
If it's an athletic, if they're not wearing sportswear, completely get it. But I don't think men are judged on if they're wearing sport. Like, I get what you're saying, but I think from a wide perspective, I've never looked at someone who's went, what are they wearing compared to the same as a woman? Do you know what I mean? So I'd agree to disagree. I understand.
Yeah, no, I just want to open up as many doors as we can for conversation.
100%. Yeah. I agree to disagree because I think gyms are already a male. Like, males should be comfortable because that's what, as you said, they're built for men, and I think they still are. Like, when you said that, I was thinking back to a woman. She must have been like maybe just under 5 foot, and she trained religiously every morning on Dale Street last year, and she'd always, every time she'd go to the lat pull down, she'd have to stand on the seat to try and like bring it down, and then because she was that small, it's never built for like, it's never inclusive for everyone. Do you know what I mean? Because
it used to just be like chest press, and like, I know what girls do chest press and stuff like that, but it was all male. Like, it's getting a lot better, I'd say. Like, there's like hip thrust machine, like girls like love like hip thrust machines and things like that. But I don't know, it's even like things like, like you said, the height of things. But then also I do think in the terms of like training programs, tall girls are missed out because, especially if you're doing like step ups on cable machines and things like that, it doesn't, there's certain exercises which won't work for like a taller girl than it would for a shorter girl. And I think,
No, 100%. I don't think, and this can span over, I think, every topic that separates male and female. I don't think there'll ever be 100% we've pleased everyone.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I think
You're never going to
happen.
please anyone in anything. Like we were saying before, we want to find the balance on this podcast, but we're never going to please every single person with every single episode. Someone's always going to have something to say. We just have to find what works best for you. It's like me being a tall individual. There's some things in the gym that I would struggle to do because, like, squats, even though I've got the worst knees in the world already as it is, but because of the height of me, like, I've actually got to drop, like, even a bit more. So it's like some exercises just won't work for me, so I've had to adjust. So do you think for, like, that lady, where she had to stand on the thing, she might have to adjust, or she just cracks on? That's a question, by the way.
Yeah, I don't know, because I've never had a conversation, but from the countless times that she was in there of the morning, she'd just crack on with a lap ball down, like she wasn't too fussed by it. I think she just kind of accepted that she was too small and found a way to deal with it. Do you know what I mean? But I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
I do, which is pretty decent.
Yeah.
What I do want to stem onto, and I am curious about, is obviously you said that you're not an influencer. So firstly, how many followers I presume it's on Instagram. So how many followers are we talking?
27, isn't it?
I think it's 200 and...
You're way off, mate.
I don't know.
I was just
I
gonna say
don't know. I
27
haven't
spot.
actually looked. Maybe like 240,000.
Okay, so that a fair amount.
Yeah.
Why do you think you're not in the influencer space then?
I mean, I suppose I have to, like, people are influenced by me now because I've got a following. So anything I post, I have to be mindful of what I'm posting.
Yeah.
I have to be also mindful of what I'm posting because of my career. But I'm not an influencer in terms of it's not my full-time career.
Yeah.
It's not something that I looked and thought, yeah, I'd love to be an influencer. I want to. Yeah, there's times where I've made money from Instagram, but I don't make enough money to quit my job.
Yeah.
Whereas some people do. I'm not. I've got thick skin and I've limited comments on some of my posts and on messages, but it still gets to me what people write, and I don't think I suppose people need to be more like me in a way. Like, that's not me being big-headed, but people are so used to just going on Instagram now and seeing, like, get this, buy this, like, this is perfect and whatever. Like, what I post, it's like good angles, do you know what I mean? It's like I scrack my head up, like me scrack my hair up in a bun. Like, if you were to see me in the Asda in Tesco or whatever, like, I do not look anything like my Instagram, and I think that's what I hate about it, and I hate saying that, and I'm an influencer, because to me there's nothing wrong with being an influencer. It's just that that's not my main focus. My main focus is my career away from Instagram.
Away from Instagram.
Yeah.
'Cause I think, as you said, you just shared your story.
Yeah.
You shared your journey.
Yeah,
and people
I
just,
didn't
just followed
expect
that.
it to get to the level that it's at. And I think when I work with brands, they expect like a certain thing, which is fair enough. But I'm like, you're only giving me a commission code. Like,
you're not getting anything back from it.
you get money. Like, obviously you get a certain amount of, like, so say someone like buys like clothes
With your code.
you'll get that commission. But I'm like, I'm working 9 till 5. You have to travel back and to from work, so basically you're working from like 8 till 6, then you go in the gym until 8 o'clock, then you're coming home. I'm like, where do I have time to edit all this stuff and spend time with my family, my friends? Because that to me is main priority. So I just like to say I'm not an influencer, because I don't want people to think, why doesn't she put more content out? Because I'm like,
you do it for you.
I just
No, it's good. Was there ever a period, and we've recently experienced this with Gary's, one of the last people on here, his name is Gary, we've put a clip out and it's done pretty well on TikTok. Was there ever a post for you that you thought, whoa, that's gained massive attraction?
That 30, when I was holding me 30 balloons.
That was the one, was it?
I think so, yeah. And everyone was like, she's not 30. And I'm like, why do people think 30 is old? I know that you're like in your 20s, and when you get to 30, you'll think the same. Like, 30 is not old. Like, but there's this like social aspect that girls are old when they reach 30. Like, and they should have their life together by now and
settle down.
Yeah, they should have kids. They should have like a house. They should be married. And I'm like, I've not got any. I'm not married. I have no kids, and I've not yet got a house. And I think it needs to be more accepted. And I'm like, but I'm grateful for it because I gained a lot more followers. But yeah, it was. I think that was the post that basically.
Yeah, so when it comes to Instagram and the world that we live in at the minute, everyone wants the numbers. Everyone wants the followers. Everyone wants the likes. They want to make money. They want to do YouTube. They want to do all that stuff in the modern day. But is it all that? So if you were to do that full time, would it be all that glam from someone that's kind of got the foot already in the door, possibly?
I mean, it depends if you've got a strong head. Do you know what I mean? If you've got thick skin, then yeah, go for it. But you have to realise that there's going to be trolls. There's going to be 80% of it is not nice. Like, yeah, it's very, like, daunting on your mental health. And that's why I don't post for quite a while, because there'll be times where I'm like, yeah, I want to post today, and I'll post. And then I throw my phone. I'm like, what have I just done? Like, why? I don't want to read the comments. Like, I'm just try and get my head away from it. And then I'm not joking. Like, I'll post like once every month, and it's so bad. Like, I should really post more because I have got a lot of followers, and that's what. But then I'm like, I shouldn't really have to apologise for not posting, because that's not my career. It's not.
You're just doing it for hobby-wise.
I think it's glam for... I have other influencer friends, and to me, like, I've been invited to events in the past, don't get me wrong, but I don't want to go. Like, I'd love to go, but I would love the aspect of it. Like, I don't want it to all, like, the photos, the things like that. I'm like, I'd rather just have a good night out without having to look a certain way.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean to say that it's not glam for other people. It's just for me, because I am not, and I've said this before, I'm not a mentally strong person. To me, it's not glam.
I just want to touch up on one thing there. You said you're not a mentally strong person, but the journey that you've gone through, for the barriers that you've overcome and where you are today, and even the messages that you send out to people, even if it is just once a month, that takes a lot of guts to do that, and it takes a lot of dedication, a lot of discipline, motivation to start it off. So I feel like you do need to give yourself more credit.
I do, and I think I've got imposter syndrome. I'm really bad with it. Even in like my career, like, they'll ask me to stand up and present, and I will stand up, and then straight away I'll be like, I'm not really good at that. Do you know what I mean? Like, I put myself down so much, and that's just... But I think that's just who I am. Like, I've been a negative person, but I think my family, my friends, they're the reason why I do it, because I've got such a good community around me. If I didn't have that, I wouldn't do it, because I would have nothing to fall back on. And to me, that's wealth to me, my family and friends. Like, it doesn't matter how much money you make. I've made that in my family and friends. And I remember, like, my friend, she had really bad mental health issues, and she ended up committing suicide. So, and we were really, like, she was one of my best friends. And I think from her, she, like, basically she left me a note, and she put it on a story before she done it, basically saying, keep going, you're inspiring people. And I think that's probably one of the reasons why I do keep going. But I like to, and I think that's why I said yes to this, because I think mental health is a big thing, and people need to realise that, like, if you need to pull out at one point, then pull out of that situation. And that's why I'd like, months will go by until I post, because then I know I'm mentally ready to do that. And I think that some people expect too much sometimes from influencers. Every day, you know, it's even brands like, post this amount of times, like, per day. I'm like, there needs to be something, because even if you're in work, there's like policies that you have, like, that you're protected against. When you're on Instagram, there's nothing that protects you, like, working with brands. So if I was to say I don't really, well, to be fair, the brands that I've worked with have been quite good. Like, if I've had an operation or something, I'll say I can't post at the, like, whatever, because and they're okay about that. But there's no policy in place to protect people. The troll comments that you get, like, you can limit it, and there's things like that you can do, but it's like you have to put them words in to block that out. And there'll be times where you'll get, like, sexist or racist comments or whatever, and you go and report that person,
but it takes a while for them to come down,
and then they don't even, like,
Didn't
remove them.
Didn't that happen to didn't that happen to Paddy the Baddy, where he got blocked at one point because people were giving him so much shit?
Yeah.
And there was a little boy that he was really close to that died. Am I right with that, Derek and Joe?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, and he give comments to him on his post. So Paddy basically give him shit back about all the nasty comments that he's making about this boy that's just died, and Paddy got banned for it.
Okay.
And it's just so strange. So you're reporting people for the right reasons. But
It's all automated nowadays, isn't it?
Yeah.
I remember when I was streaming and you go through a system, like it wasn't on a troll basis, but it used to clip. I use copyright-free music, but it used to pull segments of the stream as like, this is being flagged, and you go through a system to try and restore the audio of that stream, but it go through. It's all automated. There's no like someone sat there reviewing the comments. It is just all automated now, and that's where.
And I
it's
also
probably coming
think
from, yeah.
because if Paddy the Baddy was commenting, so many more people would have probably reported that than just him reporting
Yeah.
it. And I think that every report should really be
Flagged.
investigated.
Yeah. No, 100.
It's it's horrible.
I want to go back before. Firstly, I want to say I'm really sorry to hear about your friends. Like, really fucking shit, to say the least. But it's always the stigma of men need to speak up, men's suicide. No one ever mentions about women and committing suicide.
They don't, but I do think that men need to speak more. I think women just speak. They do speak up more. And my friend, she did speak up. She told us that she was having a bad time. But there wasn't anything to save her. Whereas I think the stigma of it for men, they keep it in. They don't speak out. But I do think that some women, but it's just statistics show that men are more likely to commit suicide than they are women.
No, I agree to that. I think women speak to other women very openly, and if you've got a very tight-knit group, you can say that, whereas we're very close, and it took months for me to say to you, I'm not.
Yeah, and
well
it took me a
in
good
sense,
few weeks to
you know what I
even
mean?
speak to you when I was off work in
so
October.
it's that case of, whereas I think, correct me if I'm wrong, but from a woman's point of view, maybe a day or two gone by where you're not feeling okay, you can just reach out to your girl pals and just say, I'm not doing great, and talk about it, and here's why. Do you know what I mean?
I think I know I can do that with my friends,
Yeah.
but there is certain people that don't have that friendship group. They don't have that family, like, around them. I mean, my friend, she did have like that friendship group. It was just battling her own demons. But yeah, I think there's been a lot for women in terms of like to speaking out and things like that, and I think the focus needs to be on both women and men, obviously, but I think that men previously have just been like, be a man, just stick it. Like, I do think that it's time for men to start speaking out more.
Yeah, because
Go on.
yeah, let me speak. Yeah, because the way it sits in my head, because I've thought about this so much. I know we always say men need to speak out more, which we do. Like I said, statistics, the stats say that.
No, go on, say it.
Stats say that men do commit more suicide, which is true. But I've always tried to balance it as well from the perspective of we don't shine enough towards women as well, telling them that it is okay to speak up, kind of thing as well. And obviously, you could say to your friend, oh yeah, I need a chat because I'm not feeling too great, and you just start talking. We just established then that it took you a few months and it took me a good few weeks, but we do a mental health podcast and we're like best friends, which is really strange. But I've lost my words now. Yeah, but I feel like we still need to do our due diligence and shine a light towards women's mental health as well. Because I feel like everyone goes, oh no, they're fine. They go and chat to each other, or they go around to the houses. It's like we've kind of put that stigma onto them now, that they're fine over there in their own world. But men over here, no, we need to get all the spotlight on that. Is that wrong? Or?
No, I'd agree to that sense. And I've said this for the past couple of years. It comes around every year, and when it gets to the month and everyone's like, it's Men's Mental Health Month. There's not just I want to speak about mental health throughout the year because I want to speak about mental health through the year. Do you know what I mean? And I relate that to, let's say, Valentine's Day's coming up and everyone spends the day talking about the partners or sharing the, so it's like you should be doing that all year round
Yeah.
anyway. It's the same with I'll post you, don't worry. I think it's the same with mental health. Like if you're an advocate for mental health and you're not just doing it to post about it because you're resharing a public a brand's account story, and you actually give a shit about mental health, you shouldn't be doing it for just that month. You should be creating a safe space with your friends, and you should be openly talking about it if you wanted that change. You know what I mean? So I think that's where it comes to shining both lights, is not just saying, oh, it's Men's Mental Health Month. And I see it every year where people share the statistics and they say, you know, men speak up more, but then I don't see it again for another year.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I think if you want to make it inclusive, you just speak about it for the year. Like,
do you reckon then in social media makes it detrimental then to the actual cause, because people just put it up for like, oh my god, this person cares about mental health, they're such a good person. Do you get like that, and then you don't see it for another year?
I do, yeah.
I agree. Yeah, I do, because but I think also social media on the flip side can be a very powerful thing.
It can be. There's two sides of the coin.
You've shared your story, and I think as you said, your friends left a note to yourself saying, you know, you're inspiring towards a lot of people. And I think that is the case. Like, you may not hear from those people ever that just scroll past your account and go, well, if she's doing this or she's teaching this, I'm going to start doing it. And you'll never meet those people or know that, but it's a very powerful thing. But also, yes, I do, because people just share it and go, well, I've done my bit, but I could guarantee probably roughly 75% of those people sharing, you know, men speak up, don't actually text any males that they know and saying, is everything okay, how are you doing today? Do you know what I mean? I could put money on that doesn't happen. So I think it needs to be a lot more, if people actually give a shit and they share it for the right reasons, it covers both male and female.
Yeah, I think definitely with that.
And I do think that you should always ask someone, are you okay, twice? Because you'll say to someone, you're okay, you go, yeah, I'm all right. But then go, no, are you actually okay?
I've said this, and I hate the word, or I hate the phrase, I'm fine.
Oh, I always say that.
I can't, because I look at it and go, what does that mean though?
Yeah.
Like, are you just saying that because you are fine, or like, are you just saying you're fine because you don't want to open up and you want to share? I always feel like I'm fine, hide something. That's probably me from experience wise, but I've always just seen as I'm fine as like, I'm fine. Don't ask again. Do you know what
it's
I mean?
a conversation ender. I'm fine. It's you don't have anything else to work on. So if it's a conversation ender, like, I'm fine, the other person has to think of something. How can I carry this on? But most people don't want to carry on a conversation after that. So they go, I'm fine, thanks, because it's a thank. You've given me something and I've accepted it. So then that's it.
Okay,
That's done.
I get that.
I feel like I'm really clever saying that. Just thought of that then.
Philosophy.
Yeah, but then that means that person has to then egg you on even more to actually find out if you're okay.
Yeah.
And then if you go, no, are you really okay? And then that's probably where they then go, shit, no. And then you go from there.
Yeah. Well, to relate the two, and something that I wanted to ask is, obviously you've gained this really big following, and you said you struggle from a mental health side from that. Were there any things that you did to try and help your mental health at the time from, or like maybe the negative comments or the imposter syndrome of posting something? Was there anything that you did to try and overcome or at least stabilise what you were feeling in those moments?
I limited my comments from who can comment on my thing. I've done some words that people can't message me, like BBL. That's really one that like I've not had a BBL. It annoys me so much. So I've answered it once. Like, why do I have to keep saying no? I've not. Like, constantly like that. So that's one word that I've limited. But yeah, I've limited the comments. I've turned only people that follow me can comment on my photos. I turn my notifications off on Instagram. So, and that's why I reply back so late, because I don't...
You don't see it coming through.
And I don't... Do you know what? Like, I don't spend much time on Instagram. I'll spend time on TikTok, like, I can't lie. But Instagram, I'll just open it, and I've kind of put it to the back of my head, because I got a therapist recently doing CBT therapy.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So I've only had like 2 sessions with her, but she's really good. I need to actually get back in contact. Like, I need to book my next session. But to try and change like negative thoughts, that's what I'm trying to do at the moment as well.
So for someone who doesn't know what Is it CBT or CPT?
CBT, I think, yeah.
What is that for someone who
Cogni-
doesn't know and then people watching that don't know?
So it's cognitive behavioural therapy.
Okay.
I think that's what it's
Okay. Yeah.
So it's basically, it's like hypnotherapy.
Okay.
And it's trying to change your mind to think more like changing thought, like negative thoughts to
Positive thoughts.
positive
yeah.
thoughts. And she said, one of the things that she said to me was, you'll have like negative things in your brain. Like I constantly think, like when I'm like, oh, I don't want to do this like podcast, like I'm not good enough for it. And you change them negative thoughts to something that'll make you laugh. So you can change that to Mickey Mouse's voice, for example, and you're hearing that in your head and you're thinking, well, that's stupid. And if you constantly try and do that, it apparently it helps. But there's like loads of things that say like it's really good.
Yeah, just to clarify, you did get it right. Cognitive. Oh my God, I can't speak today. It's your dyslexia coming on to me, spreading it. Cognitive behavioural therapy is a talking therapy that can help you manage your problems by changing the way that you think and behave. And it's mostly common to use to treat anxiety and depression, but use other mental and physical health problems.
But what I will say is, like, I'm very fortunate that I can afford or being given that opportunity to have things like that. I think there needs to be more in place for people that can't afford these things. There is charities that they can go to, but the NHS and it needs to put more money into mental health.
Yeah, definitely.
So yeah.
Yeah, I think it's. Well, I think I found out the other day, if you wanted to get diagnosed with ADHD and you wanted to go through the NHS, it's a 4-year waiting list.
Really?
Or you could go to
Just
private.
Do an online test on TikTok.
Oh no, I think that's fine.
I done that the other day and got to the very end. I'm like, yeah, please pay for your results. Just closed it.
Oh, no.
I don't want to get diagnosed with money. But it's like, I think it's about £300-400 for a private.
That's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
But do you know what, like that's such a good point, because I think from a people who look at influencers and say, well, you've put yourself out there, this is what comes from it. Well, no, it's not, because people shouldn't be doing that anyway. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you'll never get that. But more light does need to be shined on just mental health in general, but also because you've put yourself out there, you don't deserve to have a worse mental health than somebody who is also on the same fitness shit. Do you know what I mean? Just because you're out there a bit more doesn't mean you should suffer more. Yes, there'll be trolls and stuff, but it shouldn't happen anyway. Do you know what I mean? That's a lot more, I think, detrimental to yourself and mental health. You should be able to say, well, actually, I'm helping over 200,000 people, but because of what you've experienced, you can't do that. Do you know what I mean?
I think that's why I don't ever show my family's faces. I'd never show any of me like nieces and nephews' faces or my friends' children, like, because you don't know who these people are anyway. But I want to protect them from it, so no one really knows my private life. I keep things a lot private. I'll only share what I want to share, and that's to protect them and also my own mental health as well. But yeah, there needs to be more. And I have to be mindful of what I'm sharing as well, because I don't want it. It was funny, one time I posted that I was in, because I've just got a new car now, but before I had like a Ford Focus and the gear went, and someone was like, why are you driving a Ford car? Can't you afford?
Because people thinking, and
I'm like, are you having a laugh?
Yeah.
Like, I wish I could drive like
a Ranger.
Yeah, do you know what I mean? Like, I think that the perspective that people have of influencers, they think that they're so rich, and I'm like, I wish I was rich, but I'm probably not taking advantage of it. But I am not rich. Like, I think you have to be mindful of what you post as well, because you can get into a thing of like faking a lifestyle.
Yeah.
But yeah, I still have bills to pay. I've still got a job I have to go to live, and I think people's ideas that
because you've got so many followers,
people do get paid a lot for posts. But I've only ever got paid once for an actual post. But yeah.
Yeah, well, I think as you said that, it's very true, because from a perspective, you're not doing it. I think most influencers do go in it for the money side and gaining that kind of that fame. Whereas, as you said, you've just shared your story, and your focus on life is the memories and your friends and your family, and that's what you focus on more than this. So you probably haven't taken advantage the way you can, but that's not the aim you're going for.
No, but then I think, is it a missed opportunity? Could I be a millionaire and I'm not doing anything? about it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I suppose that's the flip side. I suppose you might need to put a bit more work into it.
I know, but
Maybe
I'm
one
like,
post a
I'm
month, but-
probably, do you know what it is? I'm lazy as well. Like, I make up excuses, like, I've not got time to do that. But I'm a lazy person, and I'd
Just
rather...
scrolling through TikTok for 4
Yeah.
hours.
I'd rather, like... But I'd rather have that time. Like, those people that are watching that have that time. I want to be that person.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
No, 100%.
So, yeah.
Yeah, do you feel like, because it was, what was it? It was 2 posts, your first transformation and then your 30th post. They were the ones that blew up. Did you feel like after the first post and then the second post, when more traction came to your account, you got all followers and that, but did you feel like you were more obliged to then start doing more posts because all these people came and then it was just...
Yeah, because I think you do get pressure from people going, post more, you'll get work. Like, post more, you'll get money from it, like, use it. So I started, like, thinking, oh, go on, yeah, I'll post more, try to post more. Then you get, like, you work with brands, so you have to post, like, what they sent you.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm not very good at that. Like, people do try on hauls, I'll just show it on the floor because I can't be bothered like putting it on. I'm like, I need to get a shower. Like, I've just come back from the. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm like,
100%.
but it's
loses its authenticity.
yeah,
Almost, yeah.
and I feel like I'm a shit influencer. Can I swear?
Yeah.
Okay, sorry. I'm a shit influencer in that sense because I should really try on the clothes and show you what it looks like. But I've literally just come back from work. I'd be in the gym. And I don't really want to... Maybe I should get a shower and then try them on.
Yeah.
But I don't know, yeah.
I wouldn't say that then you're a shit influencer. Can I swear on this? Yeah.
Yes, you can.
Yeah, I wouldn't say that you're shit. I'd say that you're real. Like, you... A normal girl that grew up and then just lived a normal life, and then all of a sudden you've done this amazing thing, and then your life has just blew up, or your account has just blew up. And now people are expecting things from you.
Yeah.
It's...
I feel bad when people message as well and I don't reply. But there's been times where I have replied, but then they don't leave me alone then. And I'm like, not everyone, don't get me wrong, that's not everyone. But I'm like, I physically don't have the time to reply to everyone, and I just feel terrible because I like to think that I am a down-to-earth person. I do care about majority of people anyway, and I do want to reply back to these people, but yeah.
You've got a life that, as you said, you've got a 9-to-5 job, or in reality 8 till 6.
Yeah, I
then
just
gotta
moan
fit-
all the
yeah,
time on my
you've-
Instagram. That's all I ever do. I'm like, go to work again. But
Yeah.
to be fair, I really like my new job, so
There you
yeah.
go. But no, it is seriously, because you are being real then, and it kind of links in with obviously the try-on hauls. From a male perspective, you don't really see a lot of male try-on hauls anyway, but like, I just feel like it's so not fake, but it's you're given unrealistic expectations of something because your body's going to be different to somebody else's,
Yeah.
and somebody else's. Like, I know if I watched someone try on a pair of jeans and then I got them and they were a bit too baggy, I'd be like, but they fit good on. It's all different. Do you know what I mean?
Remember that blue Gymshark top I had and you hated me wearing it?
Yeah.
Because you couldn't wear it.
Yeah.
That's a prime example of that
Yeah.
as well, isn't
Oh,
it?
yeah.
Like, it's just a top, it's just clothes, it's just shorts, it's just pants. It's going to look completely different.
Yeah,
Just
but
go
you
on.
also, I do like try-on hauls. Like, I'll watch them. Like, I'll watch other people
Yeah.
and I'll be influenced by that, and I'll be like, oh, I'll buy that. Like, and it's good for the brand and it's good for that person that's working with them. But I'm just not.
You're just not that good.
Yeah. I think I post what, like, it on the floor or whatever, and I think, who's watching that? Because I would scroll past that
Yeah.
straight away, and it's like, this is what I don't get. I don't get why so many people follow me and interact with me, because to me, I'm boring. Like, I'm the worst.
yeah,
Do you know what I mean? I'm like, I'd watch my page and think,
But again,
I'd unfollow.
on the flip side, I think people would then
Relate.
like the realistic side of it, where it's not, let's pose for the cameras and let's do this, and that's like, you are just showing the real side of.
Yeah.
yeah. But then I would never post. Well, I really should start posting like a bad angle. Do you know what I mean? But I do hate those people that will be like, be more real. Here's me with rolls on the force and like rolls.
Yeah.
Like, and I'm like, you're forcing that.
Yeah.
Like, do you know
There's
what
so
I
many
mean?
times you see it, and like the proper hunch like that, and like
Yeah.
no one sits like this whatsoever. They're like, oh, but this is me sitting naturally. Imagine sat on the couch,
Yeah, you don't.
and like you're trying to watch a film, and someone's like this.
Nah,
I do think
like-
I sit
I'm
like that, though, to be fair. I can't lie.
Nah, I'm like that.
My posture's
I'm
terrible.
spread out. I'm chill.
Yeah, but to be honest, I've seen your stories a couple of times where it's like the hall, and it's literally just, hi guys, so this is the top. It's really nice. And the shorts are here as well to go with it. But I think it's funny though as well because it's completely different.
And I never show my arms because I'm a cold person, as I've just said. So when I get sent like a top with short sleeves, I'm like, I'll try it on and I get freezing. Like, I'm not even joking. So it's even stuff like that I'm like, I would never wear a short top in the gym. That's just not me. So, yeah. I need to be more mindful about that in the future if I was to work with other brands. Like, that's just not me to wear a short sleeve top.
Where do you see yourself then in the, let's say, from maybe a 2 to 3 year span from now, 2-3 years down the line? Do you think you'd take it a bit more seriously, or what are the potential kind of goals that you want to achieve?
I was literally about to ask that question.
Should have asked it first.
In terms of Instagram,
Yes.
I don't know.
1 million followers, 1 millionaire, and driving a Range Rover.
I don't think like that though. To me, I think about the career on the side of Instagram, like where I want to be in that sense, because I want to save for a house, maybe have a family in a couple of years' time. So if I did want a family in a couple of years' time, I don't know if I would be on Instagram. I don't know. I don't really.
I think you could just use Instagram to get to where you want to be, and then just, like you said, just fuck it off. And just use that. Like,
but I find it hard because you have to be so mindful of what you're posting as well because of the career that I have away from.
Can we ask what that career is?
It's basically just working with it. I'm an employee engagement officer, but it's like, obviously you have to, the values that company has, you have to align with them values, which it's obviously I'm not like a Tory or something like that. Do you know what I mean? I've never
I love that your mind's gone to that extent. Like, that's
no, but like
in
do
you know what I mean?
In work, you had like I used to work for the Chamber of Commerce, and you have to be like, you can't be political in work. But I obviously, because I've got a lot of followers, I had to not be political on there as well.
Yeah.
But I just do that anyway in terms of my new job because I just don't want anything to affect that. But yeah, I don't really look at Instagram of what I'll be like in 2 to 3 years because I don't even know what I'm going to post tomorrow, if I'm going to be totally honest. It's just, to me, it used to be fun. I used to share my stories, and recently it's not been really fun for me, but we'll see.
Yeah, because lately you put up a post up, then you're saying like a little bit burnt out and that. How do you reckon you could bounce back from that? In a sense, it's not like that you have to do it, but what would you do? What would be the steps?
Probably being more real with people. Only working with... What I really want to do is to share like small businesses on my story, just to give them some like awareness, or charities or anything like that. Maybe work with brands, and I'm not going to lie, if someone wants to pay me a certain amount for a post, I'll do that. Yeah. Because I'm saving for a house.
I think you'd be silly if you didn't do that.
There's certain brands that I wouldn't work with though. There is certain brands.
Name them.
No,
please don't have to.
No, I don't. But it's like if anyone does get in touch with me, I have to look at their values. Before working with them, or is that something that I would actually wear? Do you know what I mean? Yeah. When I worked with Alpha Elite, like that was my favourite brand from when I even started the gym. So that was a dream for me, working with Alpha Elite. Yeah. But yeah, I don't know.
We can offer you a Tesco meal deal and maybe another podcast episode to sponsor.
I reckon we go to Olivia's Cafe instead.
Cool.
Yeah, it was a cafe we all went to before.
Is it by here?
It's only down the road.
Just on Green Lane.
Fab.
Or just off Green Lane, should I say.
Yeah. Do you like fried bread?
Yeah.
Heavy enough.
Isn't that French toast?
Like, that's what I always thought it was, but French toast is like a bit more softer.
Oh, yeah, it's got
eggs.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but I always did think that was French toast, but no, it's just fried bread. It's heavy. I'm telling you, it's amazing. I do want to circle back round, because obviously conversation just flowed. And one of the things that I wrote down, which I don't know if we really did touch up on it, was how do we get more women into the gym? And what's the benefits of a woman going to the gym?
Just health reasons. But to be fair, like, you can be healthy even just going for a run. Like, I can't run, like, but, or a walk. You don't necessarily have to go to the gym. But in terms of, like, building muscle, maybe for, like, the older generation, it'll help when you're older. Having, like, better muscles, or even if, I don't know, like, I don't want to assume that every woman wants to have a child, because I don't even know if I want a child yet, but it could help in terms of back problems when you're pregnant, or I don't know. I just feel like you shouldn't assume that every woman should, I'm not saying that you do, but every woman should be in the gym, because there's other avenues to go down to be healthy.
Yeah. So I feel like every person should do something, some sort of exercise. I feel like we need to do that as, like, just biological.
Definitely, but there's people that can't actually afford a gym. So it's like you have to...
That was me, like, 2 months ago.
That's
Going
me
to the gym
now.
that month.
I've signed up to a Fellas in Warrington. It's costing me £100 a month, and I've got... Don't. I signed
£100 a month?
£100 a month. I signed up, and I signed up through the gym, because I was like, oh, let's just do it, health is wealth and all this. So I signed up, went to... and then left. I didn't go to the gym, just went through the barriers, left, came back, and I was like, oh, I can't really afford it, like, can I cancel, because I'm already part of JD as well. And they're like, oh no, you've come through into the gym facilities now, so you signed up for a year. So I'm like,
No way.
so yeah, but I don't use the spa area, so all I'm using is the gym. And I used to go to spin classes, which I do like going to. But yeah, I can get that from JD, but it was just an impulsive thing at the time that I was like, yeah, I'm going to join this dead expensive gym. But
even David Lloyd's, and I was unexpected.
That's like 80 quid a month, David Lloyd, isn't it? I've always wanted to go and try one of them, because, like, if they have a pool, I can just...
Yeah.
someone was clipping the toenails in David Lloyd's jacuzzi once.
No.
So I was like, no, honestly. My friend put me on a guest pass, and I was like, yeah, I'm going to join so I can go with my friends. And then we went in, and he was clipping his toenails in the jacuzzi, and I was like, I am not, no way.
I've got one question for that. Do they have jeans on?
No.
Okay, vitamin C guy.
Then someone was scrubbing the dead skin off in the steam room.
No.
I'm just like, no.
I think that's why it's £100, because they've got to clean up after these bastards. I remember father told me I once in JD gym in town. I don't know how that's happened, because I've never saw anyone in barefoot.
Ugh.
That was a bit, yeah, it was a bit of a nasty one, I'm not going to lie. But I know we're here for mental health, and we're here to try and help people and make people feel better. But there are just some scruffs in the world. Sometimes you have to just say it out loud.
Yeah, just do it at home. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm like, why are you clipping your toenails in public? Like, just mad.
He might have forgotten and just thought, fucking hell, nail clippers.
In the jacuzzi, I'm not having. Yeah. Just mad.
I don't know. I think, how long have you been running for?
Hour and a half.
Hour and a half. Hey, that's solid, Dan, I'm not going to lie. You've done well. You've done well.
Sorry, guys.
It's fine. You've rambled on loads. Yeah. But do you have anything else to ask? Because I feel like we've covered everything that I broke down.
No, I think you've given really
a good insight.
Insightful things, not only to women wanting to start the gym, or women who are currently in the gym, and how to actually get over the stigma of being better, but also I think you've educated, and hopefully people watching and listening to this, educating a male perspective.
Yeah, definitely.
Of women in gyms. Do you know what I mean? I think that's as important. I think you've covered that well.
Not bad at the speaking thing, are you?
I am.
I've got a question.
I was going to say, you've normally got questions, haven't you?
So,
I just have a list of questions. You can just drill you at the end.
He's been on his phone the whole time.
so obviously, like, you've got 240,000 followers now, and as you said before, a lot of it happened from when you posted the picture of you with your 30 sign and your weight loss. If you could go back and not post it, knowing what would have happened, would you not post them pictures?
Be honest.
Good question, Derek.
No, I'd probably post it because I've got to work with like Alphalete, and that was like a dream to work with them. and I have got like paid that post, and it paid off some bills for me. But there's some times where I wish that I could like delete. I just suppose I could just delete Instagram, but I just do.
And would you say you're a bit more of an introverted person?
Yeah.
And does that make you feel conflicted sometimes, considering you've got 240k followers?
Yeah, because I just don't go home. I literally will go to the gym, come home, and like every weekend, like that was rare for me to go out last night. I don't go out. So, yeah, it is a bit. But then it's also like people are actually really nice. You do get trolls, but you do get nice people. So it's like when I put that post on that I was like overwhelmed the other day, I had so many people like message me, and I was like, that's what I needed. Like,
it makes you feel worth it.
Yeah, it makes me feel like, okay, like maybe I'm not as boring as what I think I am, kind of thing. Or, yeah, the community that I have are quite nice.
Because I've saw like a little bit of your journey, and obviously you look back at people's accounts, but I have to say I'm a big admirer of you. Like, I lost a load of weight. I was like 110 kg, mainly just fat. Went down to like about 90 or whatever, and I thought, oh my god, that's fucking amazing. I'm going to be like in the echo here over this story. I never really thought that. But like for someone that's been on your journey, it's admirable. It really is.
I think
like,
it's hard though. The maintaining of it is harder than the journey that I lost the weight, I'd say.
Yeah, it is. So like I've had conversations with him about being his PT coach. It's like you can't, let's just go back to calories that quick as a metaphor. You can't cut really hard, get down to your goal within the short amount of time, and then just maintain it. The maintaining is the hardest part.
Yeah.
I've said this for years. I theoretically on paper, and I know I said this in my podcast, I should be, at like 4%, but I should be really chiseled, and I should look like I go to the gym and this and that. But I've always said, like, once you get down to where you think that you want to get to, where do you go from there? Like, there's physically nowhere to go by, as you say, maintaining that, or you bulk up a little bit more, you get a bit more muscle, and you cut back. The same routine, repetitive cycle, on and off, whereas I'm pretty much of the same mentality. Like, I will get there when I get there, but I'm just enjoying my life and the moment, and maybe the meals out, or do you know what I mean? Like, I'm not taking it too far, but I'm also just enjoying what I've got and the time I've got, and being mindful of what I do eat. But I'm not as restrictive as that. Do you know what I mean? And I actually can't. It's not my thing. I think it works for some people, but it's just not mine. Like, I'm just once I get there, I know I'm just gonna maintain and then bulk and then cut, and it's just so repetitive. Whereas I'll get there when I get there. I don't need to be on a 12-week plan to get there. Do you know what I mean?
We can talk about that as a client coach.
I mean, I enjoy going to the gym. That's the thing. Like, I just like going to the gym. I like to be like, oh my god, like I've just lifted that weight, or I've just hit a personal best there. But
100%.
it doesn't mean that like sometimes I can't see it physically. Like, sometimes I'll put weight on, but then I know that I just need to cut back. So I do, in terms of like, I do cut and I do bulk, but I don't follow it religiously like you say, because I'm not a bodybuilder. I feel like bodybuilders, their focus is they should be on it. But I'm not. I did want to be a bodybuilder where I wanted to go from one extreme to the other, but Just
to clarify that quick, I remember that you said that you wanted to go into the gym and be a bouncer.
Yeah, I don't want to anymore.
You didn't want to be a male bodybuilder, did you? And like stand there with all the boys?
No, but I wanted to be they're amazing. Like, now Gladiators have come back, I'm like, I want to be a gladiator.
I watched
Gladiators is bad.
Yeah, it's on BBC. It's on a Sunday, isn't it? I think it's on a weekend. It's actually, I've only watched one episode of it, but it is really funny. Matt Does Fitness is one of the gladiators on it. But I think he's the only one with like a big following that is on there. But it's not as good as the old one. But I get what you're saying about, because these women, like, they just perform incredibly. Do you know what I mean? Like, I look and go, I think they would beat me on half of the stuff that I'm watching.
Well, imagine you tuned in next Sunday and Caroline walked out.
I would not. I would not beat them.
No, I couldn't agree more with you in terms of what you're saying from that gym. And like, for me, I go for a routine to do something before work, but also B, it's a nice place to clear my head or start the day right. And I think if I sleep in a lot, I get very groggy. And I'm not from the fact that I've had enough sleep. I'm just like, I'm not really doing much with my day. So getting up that, early, I just feel good. So it's not even a case of me going and being like, I'm doing this to get in shape. I'm just doing it because I like it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's what I'm like.
Yeah, do you ever wake up in the morning and just scroll on your phone and stay in bed?
I wake up when I have to. Do you know what I mean? Like, I love my sleep. So when I wake up, I have to quickly get a shower, brush my teeth.
And then you're out.
Then I'm out. I don't allow time
See, I'm
to
opposite.
scroll.
I'm the opposite. I give myself enough time. So, like, I'll wake up at 5 and be in the gym on Edge Lane by 6, but I live, like, maybe a 10-15 minute drive away. But I like to just kind of ease in. Like, I won't scroll on my phone. I'll message whoever back of a morning, and then I'm done, like, my phone's away, and then I'll graze into it. I could never, like, that's too bad for me. I need to be there with enough time, do you know what I mean?
No, I'm like, I leave things till, like, last minute.
Yeah.
That's why I think when I was watching that ADHD, I'm like, maybe I've got ADHD. I leave things till last minute a lot.
It's great that TikTok has diagnosed that with ADHD.
I think we're all on the spectrum, so
Yeah.
when we've all got autism to a small amount.
Some higher than others.
Yes, but then that's what IQ. I'm not going to go into that. It's not even about this episode. We can talk about that. But I really reckon you've been fantastic today, and I reckon you should be proud that you came on from what you told us before.
Probably won't watch it back. I'm not going to lie.
That's fine. That's absolutely fine. But do you have anything to ask, Joe?
No, we're all good, it's been a good pod.
Fucking hell, you haven't got a question. What's going on? No, but
Normally I sit here, I'm just gonna loads of questions.
But one last thing is, if you could send a message out to anyone that watches this, what would it be?
Oh my God.
It can be anything, even to Jurgen Klopp to stay at Liverpool.
He's not going to watch this. I won't waste.
What do you mean?
Wow.
Too many people have told. I've probably. Yeah, I'm not going to.
We've got Trent coming on in 3 months.
Have you actually?
No.
No, I was going to say. I'll come round.
Anything for the gym, social media, just mental health.
Okay, don't take Instagram so seriously. That's what I'll say. Don't believe everything that you see on Instagram. Don't be consumed by it, and live life outside of social media. Remember that you have family and friends, if you're lucky enough to still, and tell people that you love them, like, constantly, because life is too short.
Well said.
That's what I'll say.
Right.
Fire quote, that you
Fire quote. Get that on the wall somewhere.
And up the Reds.
Up the Reds.
Yes.
No, but I reckon this has been a really good episode. I feel like we've got a good blend of everything.
What's that?
I thought you were going to say something then because you peeked around the monitor. Yeah. No, but everyone, I want to say thank you today for watching, for listening, and I really hope that anyone can take anything away from this podcast today, because it's been fucking brilliant, to say the least. I can't swear in this, can I?
Yes, you can.
Yeah, I can. Yeah, but please keep coming back to support, and we are going to get more guests, we're going to get bigger guests, and we're just going to keep going and going and going, and messages are going to keep going out. But if you're not already subscribed and you're already this far in, hit the subscribe button and help us grow, please. Right, but until next time, bye-bye.